yeah, that's basically it. If you are watching through the portal, or rather if you're not, check the description of the event, because that will actually explain to you how you can watch through the portal, and that means you get twister coins, and with the twister coins you can get twister crates, and from the twister crates you get free stuff basically. So it's worth doing that, because free stuff is always nice. In the meantime, Jack Ho is counting down by the minute, which is generally a good thing. And I'm just waiting for the room invite to pop up. I don't have much else to tell you. There we go. There's the room. And I'm just gonna press ready to make sure that I don't miss out. R2K is loading in quite quickly. They know that I have the stream delay of 5 minutes, so they know that they can pick whatever tank they want, whatever tank they're gonna be driving, and the enemy team won't be able to see them before the battle's actually begun. So I'm hoping that Res will be aware of that as well. And it looks like it, because they're starting to load in now. And overall, I'm quite excited. I do hope that Zerd is not going to drive the T54, but I highly doubt that. But we still have 4.5 minutes to go before they actually choose their definite lineup, or at least that before they hit the battle. So overall, the preliminaries have been quite a bit of fun, in my opinion. The way that it was set up with the strongest versus the weakest meant that a lot of good teams have gone through. And that is definitely a good thing. Because in the spring, some people had an unlucky draw, and that basically meant that you had a lot of strong clans that got knocked out early because of those bad draws. And by doing it this way, with like 2 strong clans, 2 medium clans, 2 not so strong tanks, and 2 really not so strong clans in one group, pretty much the strongest will always go through. And even though that feels unfair towards those that aren't as strong, it would not make sense to have a half decent team in this stage of the battles and not basically the biggest teams in the EU server. Hello Andy, I'll say that, I just saw you type, but yeah. Overall, I still have 80 seconds of delay left. We still have a few minutes before we actually start the battle. We see a interesting lineup on R2K, so I think they're more or less out of it. We start in Vineyards, which is one of my favorite maps, or at least it was until they changed it. It's still a lot of fun, but it's not as fun as it used to be. And we have 2 IS-4s, an E50M, a Batchat, a Death Star, an Object 268, and a WZ113. So that's mostly a mixture of mobility and armor, with the exception of the Batchat and the Death Star, because they have no armor, but they either have really big speed or really big guns. So, and on the other side we see a lot of, well, again, bit of troll armor mostly, with the IS-7s and the IS-4 possibly. E5 can work wonders on this map, but if you catch it alone or on the side, it can die really quickly on this map as well, so it will be very interesting to see what they do. And I'm just waiting to see. I have 9 seconds of delay left, and then I can start the preview, and then I can go live. So I'm hoping that YouTube actually works with me here, because it doesn't always do that. I've started the encoder, there we go. Almost live. We have still a 1.5 minutes left before we actually hit the battle. And then we're gonna go live as soon as YouTube lets me. For some reason it's not really easy to do this. It's preparing my live stream now, so I'm just waiting. There we go. Let me know if the quality is any good. Just for the sake of it, because YouTube is warning me, I'm gonna lower the bitrate a little bit. Should be fine, because my laptop is plugged in straight into the modem for better internet. There we go. Now we should be live. At least you're 5 minutes in my past, but you should be live. And in half a minute we actually start the battle. Again, please, by all means, if the stream is lagging, and I'm talking to my mods for the most part there, ping me on Discord so that I can change it and won't see it like 5 minutes later. So let's see how this will go. I got my camera commands ready and hope I'll do well, and I hope you will enjoy my commentating. We have definitely a lot of IS tanks around on this map, and it should really be great fun, to be honest. We're loading. Woohoo! I really like how the other is wearing a different banner than his own clan. Oh my god. But yeah, that should be fun. There's the famous "please win" from R2K. Oh god, Discord problems. That's not good. That's not very promising. I hope they can fix that soon. Let's see. Let's go up a little bit, see what's happening. We have both teams heading towards, well, the respective bases closest to them, which makes sense. We have Blue Steel starting to spot at the ruins. No one is there from the other side, but the Batchet is capturing base A. And the rest of them are focusing more towards the city. So that will be interesting, because R2K really is not there, and they're focusing primarily on their base closest to them and starting to get shots into the side of those near base A. Winch is in a nice spotting position. If he can get shots in from there, that's quite nice. But if Res manages to catch your base C as well, that means that they will have a definite advantage there. So hopefully that won't happen. And let's see what happens. I'm gonna take a bit more of a bird's eye view here. We have Winch pushing in. Basically, they're leaving base A unprotected, and that's very tricky. There's only an IS-7 and an IS-4 here. But with the amount of firepower that R2K has around, I have a feeling that IS-4 might not live that long. Especially now that Blue Steel is getting shots in the side of the IS-4. And now he's on the long reload. And in the meantime, Res is starting to get base C. But he is spotted, so he can get shot from there. There's quite a bit of HP being lost all around. And there goes the first guy, the IS-4. It has now officially died. This means that the pressure is on Res for sure. And they are pushing Zerd. And Zerd is taking a nice bit of damage there. But he is pulling back, and he has some team behind him. And it will be harder for them to hit him now that he's pulling back. The E5 is nearly dead now. Anyone can kill him with HE. And basically, Res is in a bit of trouble with the lost amount of HP they've lost. The Batchat is now also dead. And they are pushing Zerd because they don't really have a choice. But at the same time, Winch is almost dead as well. And there he goes. But, oh my god, I can't believe that E5 bounced that. But the focus fire of R2K is generally really good. And it's already 5-2 now. So I have a feeling that this will not go well for Res. Especially since R2K now has two, what do you call them, bases as well. The IS-7 has died, and now there's only a grill. And a grill generally doesn't survive all that long. Even though he's trying to peek-a-boom. Blue Steel is reloading. But he can't really afford getting shot. There we go. At all. And there he goes. And that's the first battle over. And I really hope the voice problems will get worked out. And let me see, what are people typing? No, people cannot enter this training room. There's a link in the description for watching the thing through the portal rather than through YouTube. And basically the whole description is there, but my mods will help you out with that. In the meantime, I'm gonna ready up so I can't forget again. The Death Star is being replaced, or not sure. Yeah, it seems so. But we got a Foch in turn. So that could be great fun. I think they will definitely see a different kind of tactic now. That's one of the things I like about R2K and why I chose to stream them, because they always have interesting gameplay to commentate on. And that just makes it fun to watch for me, and I hope also for you guys. In the meantime, I am getting pinged. I'm trying to ignore it. And basically, you guys should be starting seeing the stream soon, I hope. Yeah, it should have started now. So that's awesome. So now we're just waiting another half minute before we go. Res is not really changing much in their lineup. And we'll see what happens. Like I said, this map can be so tricky, mostly because of the way that the hills are. If you don't have the gun depression, you can't really do much. Or if you're in the wrong spot at the wrong time, you get blasted to hell, which doesn't help. So 5 seconds left, and then we have the second battle. And again, this is best of 5, so we have at least 3 battles, but hopefully a bit more. And then at 8:45, the next battle starts. There's my destroyed Kenny. That won't actually make it into the battle, but it's quite funny that you see it anyway. I love this. And this is actually quite funny, because sometimes when they say go to base, that's exactly what they don't do. And sometimes when they say go to base, that's exactly what they do. So it's not really something you can count on. But right now, R2K is basically following the same direction. They're going to the base closest to their spawn, and then taking up positions around it. So likewise, Res is taking up positions, capping their base. But R2K is slightly faster, which means that they have a slight point advantage, but really, really slight. The Batcha pulling out like that is very, very tricky. And Zerd gets a nice blind shot in there, but it doesn't do any damage. And now we got shots fired in both directions. Res is pretty spread out, but so is R2K. And you have the Honor and Tipunet, I'm gonna pronounce it like that, even though I have no idea if that's the right thing, in the tricky positions, but in pretty OP positions as well. You have the IS-7, who has just been spotted trying to push through the ruins, which can be tricky. We have Res capping base C, which is extra tricky because that would definitely lay the pressure on R2K to go do something. But right now they're just holding, and they're basically giving the base away to them. So now we have Blue Steel coming into action. And we have Object 3 taking a position to basically support him, but now pulling back a little bit. And I think we're going to see some CD action from the TDs and the Batchat. Because they're, look at that, they're moving together. Driving a bit in against the line. And we have Blue Steel that has not been spotted. At base B. Oh, behind base C, I mean. And we'll see what happens. Now he has been spotted, but he needs to be careful. Ooh, he's taking a big shot there. But he's basically advanced a little bit. And he just needs to wait for the TDs that actually pull back. Why? But he has the force with him at least. And I think they need that cap, even if it takes a shot. They need it. Ooh, that was a lucky miss. But now the IS-4 is in trouble. We have Blue Steel taking another hit, and that is very tricky. But we have the Foch coming up behind the IS-4, and that could be a nice hit in the bum. But it isn't, and now Blue Steel really has to be careful, because he looks like he's gonna die pretty much anytime soon. So now he's pulling back, and he's leaving it to the Foch. But because the Foch is right behind the IS-4 can't really do much. And the Foch is taking a bit of damage, but he has a lot more of HP left. And the IS-4 really does not. But by now, while we weren't watching, 2 R2K guys have died. And Ooh, that's a lot of hit. 2 on both sides, but we're losing a lot of HP all around. The IS-4 is now dead as well, so now it's 5 versus 4. But it's very tricky. Look at this. That tank is not going to survive for long. But they need the bases. But Object 3 is not in a good state. And there he goes. But Res has already won on points because they left it too late. And with the tanks that they killed, they had too much of an advantage. So that one goes to Res. Nice job. And that goes to show that while I was watching the IS-4 with the Foch and the Bat Chat, they were accumulating too many points. And that's very, very tricky. And that's basically why I love Supremacy, but it's also a reason to hate Supremacy, because before you know it, the battle is over and you didn't even know what went wrong. So now we see another difference in lineup on R2K's side and on the other side. Different tanks are being chosen, much more armor. And I think that based on this, we might just see a Duke, basically a close battle in the city. So that could be fun. Could also be very deadly, because then it depends more on the focus fire. Look at those E3 those. They're pretty OP, and if they get the shots in, wow. But no speed whatsoever on R2K's side. The other side still have the Object 268, which is relatively fast. So that will be difficult for either side, to be honest, to cap the bases. But they can't afford not to send a tank to the base closest to them and get that base there, because otherwise the enemy team can do that and you'd have a lot of trouble. I'm just gonna say check the video description. So that's it. In 11 seconds we're gonna go and we're gonna see how this goes, because this is tricky. But now we have a different map, and actually that's why they're not gonna go see, of course, and why they have so many heavy tanks, because it's Fort Despair. I'm sorry guys, I'm noobing a little bit. We're switching to Fort Despair, and then it makes total sense that they have so many heavy tanks, because on Fort Despair you want the armor, you want to troll the bases more than you want to cap them. And this will be fun. And I like that Raz is giving them a run for the money. It's not easy for either team. And that's exactly why I love these stages and why I love being able to commentate. Because you really want to be able to see these kind of games rather than just a walk in the park for one of the teams. We have R2K focusing on base A, well, rather the corner, and the camping. They're abandoning base C, and they're also abandoning base B, it looks like, but they can't really abandon that because they will need to keep rest from capping that. The IS-7 has been spotted, he is going into the town, but we have a Foch and another IS-7 over here. The 113s have all been spotted, but they have taken a nice hit into the IS-7. Zerd is in a tricky position there, but if he can hold it, wow, the IS-7 is getting wrecked. If you can hold it like that, and with the mouse coming, they might get that base. And there goes the first tank already, wow. R2K is capping their first base, and now Res is capping base C. They kind of have no choice, because otherwise R2K will definitely have the point advantage, and he can't really afford that. The Foch is pulling back. Res is basically pulling back into the city, and they're already gunned down, and that is very tricky. But now, basically, R2K has a free cap if they were to decide to take it. But they honestly don't know if the Foch is still there or not. They're turning around a bit. The mouse is being trolled towards the IS-4, but he's not actually being targeted, because a mouse is a very hard target to hit. And then it makes a lot more sense not to, and to just focus on other targets, than to try and hit a mouse and have the risk that you will bounce a lot. The 113s have now turned around, and I think they're going to try and pinch that together with the mouse and get the IS-4 and the IS-7 out in the open here, because now they are shooting at the mouse, and that's a very tricky thing, because that means that the 113s and the E3 and the mouse basically have free fire and 3 targets, and now the IS-7 here is in so much trouble with all the tanks before and behind him. And even though Zerd is taking a big hit there, it doesn't really matter because they're focus firing on the same tank, and that means that the IS-7 is not going to live for very long. And the one Mo seems to be dying, and there he goes. But by now, Res has already lost 3 tanks, and R2K has only lost 1. R2K has the point advantage, and they both have 1 base, so unless something very drastically happens, Res is in a lot of trouble. They need to make a coordinated push. And now we have the 113 going in, and Zerd manages to survive that somehow. But there he goes anyway. But now we only have the force left for Res, and it does not look well unless he gets a very epic Colo Band of Metal. But I have a feeling that there's not a lot of chance of that happening, especially when he bounces a shot. Poor guy. And there he goes. And that, for a minute it seemed a bit tricky, but I think that Res made the mistake of spreading out too far, and that cost him. But look at the difference in damage, and basically the IS-7 that went base B had no chance whatsoever, and that did not help. So now we have another battle on Fort Despair. And we see a difference in tanks again. More firepower to R2K. 1 less E3, but a Force and a 268, and they're not quite sure yet what they're going with, but we have an AMX 50B. E3, both E3s are taken out and replaced. And on the other side we now see an E3 as well. And this will be, again, I keep saying it, it's gonna be tricky because I like this, because the level of this gameplay is pretty high. And it's not easy, so it's not like one clan can just stampede through these stages. They're tricky battles against tricky enemies. And that's basically what I love. So yeah, everyone that's watching, if you're watching through the portal, you get Blitz Twister coins at the end of the stream. If you're not watching through the portal, then you won't. Basically, that's it. The description to watch through the portal and the explanation and everything is all in the description of the video. So by all means, find that. And we're gonna see what happens in 9 seconds. And here we go. I like that the E3 has become more competitive since they changed it. It makes it more, well, it makes it pretty OP. But E4 I've not seen in Clan Wars all that much. And I think that's because it can be an absolute beast in randoms. I'm not sure that it can work well in Clan Wars. But we'll see what happens. It does pack a wallop when it hits, so who knows. I'm gonna take us up again, so we got see what's going on. Now R2K is focusing on base C, and they're going towards base B a little bit as well. I think that's basically just to keep Res from capping A rather than B, and they're gonna focus their firepower on base C. But so is Res with 3 tanks, so they need to work together. And they're not pushing too fast. The object is hiding a little bit. The Foch got a nice shot in there. And one Mo is now capping effectively and side scraping on the building, so he's not easy to hit. And Res can't really decap him. In the meantime, Res is going into base B, which is by far the logical decision. And now R2K has the point advantage again. Not all that much, because Res will cap that base soon. But they do have the advantage. And especially with all the tanks basically being behind cover, they can't really do all that much. We have an E4 in a very nice spot. I love that spot basically, because you have the walls on the side and it's easy to use cover, but at the same time, we have the blue steel and fake shockish both overlooking base A, but not really getting any shots in. And this is where it always gets tricky with clan wars battles, because you're so tempted to move in and get that damage that you generally take a lot more risk. But now the E4 is going up here to see what damage he can do probably. And he's not spotted yet, so he's lucky there. But if he fires, he probably will be. And the AMX is waiting there to fire. But on the other side, we have a lot of crossfire going on, but not a lot of damage being done, because that was an HE shot on an IS-7, which is always a very tricky thing to do. But basically the pressure is on Res, because R2K has the point advantage. And they need to be careful. And now there is a bit more damage going on, but overall, it's Res's move basically. And I'm very curious what the blue steel and fake shockish will do eventually. We have the IS-4 Olive that's pulling back. And I think they might try and get base A, even though not all of R2K has been spotted. Meanwhile, we have Winch overlooking base C. There's no way they're going to get that with the mouse over there. We have most of Res's forces around base B. And I can't believe that he said in public chat. But I like that they're having a laugh at this. Now the IS-4 has been spotted. And that means that the blue steel and the AMX will get ready for that. And the blue steel alerted his team to that just now. And that missed, but now blue steel has given up his position as well. Shockish is still hidden. In the meantime, not much is going on the other side. It's basically a stalemate with a slight point advantage to R2K. So Res needs to either cap a base or get a kill to make a difference. And blue steel is in a very nice position, hugging that rock there. And we now see a little bit more damage going on both sides. And blue steel is in a tricky position if they decide to push him. But he does have a nice rock. And R2K is just contently waiting this out. They're at 750 points. They're sometimes getting a shot in. Same for the other side. But basically there's not all that much going on. And now blue steel is getting rushed by the IS-4. And now the AMX has been spotted as well. And blue steel is in a tricky position because he can't really do all that much. And he will need help. Res is definitely making a push. We have Res going on and the E3 is gonna die at base C. There we go. And that is a shame, because if they hadn't done that, and if they had rushed blue steel, and if they killed blue... Wow, that hit into Shockish. But there goes the second and the third of Res. And we see basically cleanup. Shockish and blue steel are holding Olive and Tipu. Whereas we now have a 3 versus 1 versus 0 on one side and a 2 versus 1 on the other side. And the battle is already over. Wow. That was one of those... Nothing happened for a long while and then suddenly everything happens. So that's R2K. R2K's game. They won that round. And that means that they get some points. And I'm just gonna see what's going on in the whole chart of it. Raid has won. That's the only one with the point right now. I'm gonna see what happened here. I can't believe they listed everything already. Strolling. This is tricky. Easy versus Legion is 2-2, so that's a very interesting match, with the final game probably happening right now. Then we have the other Legion team. That's also 2-2 versus Loka, so that's very interesting. Both Legion teams fighting for the victory there. Then we've also seen Loka, and then last but not least we have First. That was against Raid, I think, because that would make sense. And that was a 3-0 for Raid. Wow. So that's definitely fun. And the next match is gonna be in 20 minutes. I'm trying not to focus camera on anyone specifically, but to more show what's happening in the game. Because I like that more, to be honest. And now we basically have 20 minutes to kill. So let's see what we can do. I tend to want to drive things that are slow because I'm so not used to the PC controls yet. So I'm just gonna equip this and I'm gonna take it for a spin for you guys. And you can watch me noob on PC. I'm a touch player and PC is really not my forte. What looks good? Yeah. Let's go with pink. A pink tank always looks good. And basically I'm entertaining you guys. I hope that the stream quality is alright. And basically let me know. There we go. But basically this is what I love about the tournaments. Just the whole tenseness of the battle and the way that the difference of one gun can mean so incredibly much. Because I think if in the second battle, well, the third, yeah, I think the first battle on Fort Despair, if they hadn't lost that IS-7 so early, it could have gone so different. So yeah, let's see what we can do. Like I said, barely any PC experience. I'm very special at PC. I can't honestly do anything properly here. That's why I drive a slow tank with some armor, so that I can get away with mistakes a little bit. I don't know how to use the auto aim properly. I don't know how to shoot properly. All of this is not really good. For those wondering about the gold and the credits and everything in this account, this is a press account. So it has every tank, it has a lot of gold, a lot of free XP and everything. And that's mainly just so that we can test tanks at our leisure. And don't have to worry about credits and all of that. This T-54 is admiring my pink tank, I think. To everyone watching, hello! And this is one of the things that I both like and hate. Because they're playing this like Supremacy, even though, like an encounter game, rather than the Supremacy that it is. I'm also known for my sniper moding, so you will have to survive that. But I do a lot better when I do sniper mode than when I don't. But since no one is capping base C, I'm gonna go in there with my big TD butt. And I'm gonna cap. And I want to tell them to hold B. But I honestly don't know. Wow, that was a nice shot into the grill. There we go. And I'm gonna go back because I think I might get some nice camper shots in here if I go up here. Oh, hello. What? No. Why? Ah. Don't shoot me. I like staying alive, thank you. Really? See, I'm not good at PC. This is just not my kind of game, not my kind of tank then. I think I need to pull back and see if I can. This is not looking good, you know. I'm not even gonna activate adrenaline for this one because it's really Useless. I can't fix anyway, so I'm gonna die. And then I miss. Wow. That was extremely special. I can't believe we lost that quickly. That was horrible. But yeah, like I said, PC and me, we don't really get along. But I have to do something to entertain you guys. I'm not gonna bother with that because I think... Mario is streaming easy. Hang on. Or he should be. He had an emergency. So he had a bit of problems. Let's grab the mouse. Because it's friendly for noobs like me. Let's see what happens. I still have 50 minutes left before the next match. 10 minutes before the room is up. So I'm gonna play for another 10 minutes. And then we'll just have some proper gameplay again. At least this is not Supremacy. I do love Supremacy, but it's not really going in my way then. Okay. Do, 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 do. Let's see what happens. I don't know, I do see some camo. I see a lot of tanks without camo. That's actually a bit worrisome, in my opinion. I do like the mouse. It's troll and it's noob friendly. And when you honestly have no idea what you're doing on PC, it's a very friendly tank to drive. I got spotted. I don't like that. Because that means they're on the other side and they're probably flanking. Yeah, there we go. I spotted an enemy. I'm a mouse. Really? Yes, really. Yes, I'm a mouse. I bounce. It's what I do. That wasn't a bounce. That was a bounce. And I shot the rock. Because that's very helpful. Come on. Show yourself. Give me some damage. Come on. I've done 0 damage so far. There we go. Damage. And a Leo. I even learned how to say help. There we go. Yes, bounce on me some more. Oh, don't run. Oh. No, ah! There we go. I have to learn to use the scroll wheel to zoom now, and that's very, very tricky for me. I don't know. Come on, show yourself. Give me some targets. Yeah. Aw, why you bounce? Chris, I don't know anything about that. I'm a little bit afraid to do anything, to be honest. There we go. That was a very lucky hit. I am both. I'm a mouse. Don't shoot me. I like having my HP and my armor. And I know the waffle. Got spotted. Where's the waffle? There he is. Yes, do a low roll. That's very, very helpful. And shoot the rock. I like that. Rocks are nice. But it's quite mean to shoot them. Well, that's the end of that. Well, that's not awfully bad. It's not awfully good, but it's not awfully bad. Oh my god. Let's see how much time we have left. Yeah, that's useless. Oh, now we see the definite score. Legion won both. Both Legions won, I should say. So the 5th match was in their advantage. Let's see. Now we get R2K versus Raid. And that starts in 10 minutes. Usually it would say on this screen how much time was left until the next match. But it actually doesn't. This is not right. It doesn't start on the 25th. Oh well. I don't know if I have time for another match, to be honest. Because the room should be up pretty soon. And I don't want to risk missing it. So yeah, we'll see. I'm just gonna wait until the room is up, to be honest. I don't want to risk missing the invite. It should be up in 3 minutes, so yeah. In the meantime, you get to admire my pretty little Kenny. Trust me, I will always play bad on PC. PC is not my game, not my way to play the game, basically. I always play on my iPad, and trust me, I am a lot better there than I am on PC. And it's basically everything to do with the fact that I don't play games on PC for a reason. It's not my thing. I don't enjoy it all that much. And I prefer console or touch. And PC with all the buttons, it confuses me. And for some reason, I have no problems with all the buttons on a thingy. I know that I have to zoom with the mouse wheel, but I'm not used to that. So please forgive me. I'm just gonna type that in the chat too. But yeah, so you just have to survive that with me. And I'm trying to learn a little bit on how it works, but oh my god. But yeah, when I normally stream, I don't do that on the PC. I stream through my iPad. And then you actually see much better gameplay, I promise. Basically, the thing for me is that I have trouble doing different things with my hands. If I have to use the mouse with one hand and the keyboard with the other, I can't really do that. That's literally very difficult for me. Same reason I can't play piano. I can do the same keys with both hands. I can't do different keys with both hands. It just doesn't work for me. And this is basically the same thing. And like I said, on a controller from console or whatever, it's different. I have no problem with that. But keyboard and mouse, completely different things. Doesn't work for me. So yeah, that's basically why you generally don't see me play on PC rather than touch. So yeah, I'm just used to the way that auto aim works on PC, on touch and everything. It usually does that automatically for me, and I only switch it off when I feel that I have to. And in this case, oh, there we go, there's the room. In this case it doesn't, and that makes it very tricky. This is funny. I'm actually following R2K, but I'm as a spectator on Raid's team. And I'm waiting for my fellow commentator, who is streaming Raid, to pop up as well. But he's not here yet. And this should be fun. They're fighting on Dynasty's Pearl, which is a fun little map, but the keyword is little. It is very little. But yeah, let's see. We have some Ws at 113s. Those are actually quite liked by the Clan Wars teams, because I've seen them quite a bit by now, both in the preliminaries and here. And on the other side we have some as well. We have a mouse, which is really good fun on this map. We might have more mice, but let's see what we end up with. There's Rip, also on his CC account. But we're basically on the wrong side, both of us. So we have 3.5 minutes left to go. Lineups aren't final yet. But it looks like we have an E3, two IS4s, two WZ113s and Leo on one side with one tank that's not decided yet. And on the other side we have a 263, a 268, a mouse and two 113s and two tanks that aren't decided yet. So that should be, well, interesting, as usual. Now we have an IS-7 along with it, and one tank left undecided, and that could very well be a mouse, because mice can work really well on this map. The only thing I dislike about the map is that it's so small. With a light tank you can't really outrun anyone. You can literally run around in circles, but eventually you will run into them again. While with maps like Canal, you can basically lose yourself and it will be very hard for them to track you down. So now it's been decided that it is an IS-4 that we have on the other side as well. So we have two E3s, two 113s, an IS-4, a Leo and another IS-4. And on the other side we have two mice, a 263, a 268, two 113s and an IS-7. Pretty similar lineups, different but similar in a way, with no one focusing really on mobility. The only one driving a really fast tank is Toby, so he's probably going to be spotting somewhere. And we have 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go before we actually hit a battle. And these are the things where I'm like, it takes quite some time before we actually enter a battle. But at the same time, if you have people that have trouble connecting or that aren't online yet, you do need those minutes. And at least between the games it's a lot shorter, so that's not too bad. So after these games, because I think you can get, what was it they said? 5 coins per something. Many minutes. And I might continue streaming just a little bit to get you guys to the max amount of coins that you will be able to get through here. Let's see. It says, it tells you the maximum. So if anyone reaches that maximum, just let me know, because then I know I've streamed long enough. And we'll see. Because I would definitely like to give you all the right amount of Twister Coins, the max amount of Twister Coins dice. So now we have 20 seconds left. Zerd is readied up again now, so that's good. It would be very bad if they actually started with 6 players, because someone forgot to ready up. And here we go. Woo. And as always, I'm always interested to see what way they go. Because in Dynasty Sprul, and the owner has done it again. He's taking the banner. Oh no, this is a different banner. He's still supporting Res. And let's see. Oh, no, 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 wait. Don't go. You kidding me? There we go. Let's see what's happening. We have R2K going into the city. We have a raid going towards base C with, as I thought, the Leo going to spot. And it's always tricky because you can decap B from C and the other way around. But it looks like they will have a free cap for A. And I think that Zerd is going to take a shot into the Leo. He's not been spotted and they both missed, while Zerd took a big shot there from the E3. Well done by Raid. And now we have R2K capping, but the Raid has a slight point advantage now. So the pressure is on R2K to actually do something about this. And let's see what will happen. We have a mouse going towards base B, which is the logical thing to do, to side scrape over there. And we have the other mouse to hold off anyone that's trying to get behind them. And I think the Leo is going to find out where the mouse is quite soon. And that was a big hit into Winch. And R2K is now spreading out throughout the town. Basically ready for any push. But the fact is that they have the point disadvantage. So they will be the one that needs to push. And so far only R2K has lost any health. And Leo is pulling back. And he's basically trolling the mouse, hoping to get the mouse to shoot. And this is very tricky for R2K. This is not the kind of position you want, not the kind of positions you want to be in. We have shots going out both sides, but not really any much damage being done. R2K is repositioning themselves. We have the 2 mice behind each other. And that basically means that only Zerd is near base B. We have the first shots going into the Leo over there. Easiest targets for them to hit. We have the mouse going towards the ramp, but now pinning back. Basically, it just left the other mouse to go by. The IS-4 blaster check has not been spotted yet. We have the 268 coming up behind there. But I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get any shots in. That was a really big hit into Zerd. That's very tricky. And now we have shots going on both sides. But again, Raid has the point advantage. So R2K needs to make a push. And Zerd, ooh, that was a big hit into the Leo. But that's the biggest risk of the Leo. It has the trouble that it can get shot very easily. And R2K definitely has to play defensively. All of Raid is over there. But there's not enough difference. And now the Leo is going to go through their spawn and probably towards base A. Which is now left unprotected. And that will definitely put the pressure on R2K. So now we have one mouse, blue steel, coming back towards base B. And they need to cap another base. Either team, to be honest. Not necessarily R2K. But in order to get a comfortable position, you need the point advantage. We have some shots going in here and there. And now we have blue steel going into base B, but he is taking shots. And that is tricky because he can lose a lot of health going there. And we have Drizzle going in. Blue steel bouncing a little bit, but he is, yeah, with HE you do do damage. And they're wasting shots like that, and that is a good call on R2K's account. Even if they do very little damage, that's not too bad, because for every amount of damage that they do, little or not, they are keeping the enemy from shooting other targets. And a mouse is hard to hit. And if you look at the damage that has been done to Raid from that troll cap, and the fact that now Raid has no bases and R2K has 2, that was a very aggressive, very daring push. But Raid is now losing vehicles, R2K is pushing in, and is basically starting to round things up. 3 tanks already gone, Drizzle is on low HP, and he's basically gonna get crossfired so badly right now. We have the 113 over here that's basically being ignored, and R2K already has it because of the point advantage that they stole from Raid, and then the kills that they made. Wow. That was wicked. So now we have 1 minute 40 seconds. By the way, next time I'm gonna see, but I'm gonna test that tomorrow first, if I can hook my iPad up to my laptop and stream in between somehow, so that you can see me playing on touch, because then I won't be as big a disappointment. But that was wicked gameplay on both sides. Well done both. Now we have speed on the other side. We have a Batchat. The Leo is still there. Lineup didn't change that much, but we have 2 113 E3s. No mice on Raid side. And we have a Death Star on the other side. And an E3. So both are going to be doing something else, I think. But it will be very interesting to see what they're going to do exactly. So now we have 40 seconds left. This is basically what I like and dislike about Dynasties Pro, because the map is so small, you can get crossfired quite easily, and it's very easy to get a stalemate that way. But I have to say that the way that R2K used to push into the base to troll the shots, and to basically make 3 or 4 of their enemies useless because they were focusing so much on the mouse in Cap B, the R2K was getting shots into them. That was wicked. So here we go. I like how most of the comments are actually about the coins rather than the gameplay. Oh well. I actually like that they're all using the same camo. Looks good that way. And you get a nice team combination. There we go. I'm gonna go up. And now Raid is all pushing towards C again. Whereas R2K, aside from Zerd, is all pushing towards the town. Leo and the Batchat are gonna be meeting each other. And that's exactly what they were counting on. We have the mouse pushing in. But they need to be careful, because most of Raid is behind there. And you don't want to lose much health that early in the game. So they're basically given Raid the point advantage again by giving them base C. But R2K does have base A now, and they are switching around to basically form a similar kind of positioning that they had the other time. And we have a Raid that is holding at the edge of the city here now, but mostly behind base C, because in its several positions there you can get really nice shots into the city, and you can keep them from capping base B. Now R2K is putting back towards their spawn, and I think they're gonna make a coordinated push from that side, whereas Zerd is gonna stay behind and possibly spot people from the middle. We have the E3 that has been spotted, but he's not taking any damage. You have the IS-4, the Mouse, and the WZ113 that are now pushing the other WZ113. But he has friends, so that is tricky. But Raid is too spread out right now. And I think that this 113 is gonna get focused really badly. And Sig is taking a lot of shots there. And he's in a lot of trouble. And there he goes. And that's given R2K the point advantage again. And now they're picking the next target, which seems to be Drizzle. They're ignoring the other IS-4. We have the Batchat and the 113 taking out the 113 from Raid steadily but surely. With the other 113 going after the IS-4. This is... wow. R2K spread themselves out too thin, and now they are sacrificing the one Mo and the Honor basically for taking out the other tanks that are over here, because now the Honor is gone, but he did get a nice shot in. We have Raid having lost 3 tanks and soon to lose a 4th. And this is very tricky. They need to focus fire. They need to focus on their target. And there he goes. Now it's 5 versus 3. One is a very low health. But the IS-4 missed him. And he's very lucky with that. Because now the IS-4 is also one shot for the E3. We have a Raid, the E3, that is getting wrecked now. And even though Blue still just died, it's 4 versus 1. It doesn't look good for Raid this way. And even... wow. That ram kill. Oh my god. I'd give you a like for that, Zerd. If only that good. Ending it with a ram. Wow. Okay, so now we're switching maps. We're gonna go to Oasis Palms instead. And that's always a difficult map in my opinion, because Desert has much stronger positioning, but if you get an early B cap, it's a lot easier to hold C. But the trick is getting B. I'm gonna ready up before I forget, because we only have 1 minute and 13 seconds before we enter the match now. We don't have to wait 5 minutes like the first game, so that's always good. And on R2K's side, we see him AMX-50B, we see 2 IS-4s, 2 113s, a 268, and a Patton. And a Patton can work wonders on this map, but overall it's a very tricky tank to drive. Whereas on the other side, we have an IS-4, 268, 2 113s, another 268, another 113, so basically a lot of 113s and 268s. Now we have 4 113s, an IS-4, a 268, and an STB. Okay. But they're still switching things around. They're not sure yet, even though they only have 30 seconds left. Okay, so we're going with 4 113s. Stop switching things around. I can't say it like this. Okay, E50M then. Array definitely likes their 113s. You have 12 seconds to ready up, Toby. And there you go. So we have... I'm very curious what they will go with this one. And I'm very curious what R2K is thinking when they see this lineup. Because yes, the WZ113 is a really great tank. But it is tricky. So let's see what they're gonna do. We have R2K primarily going towards C by the looks of it, with a bit towards B. Whereas Raid is pushing into A. And is probably gonna see if they can hold... if they can hold base B possibly, or even take it. Being in the ditch is always something that I find very, very tricky. And that's mostly because it's hard to get shots out of there. But at the same time, with the way that they're positioned, I think that R2K has a free C cap. And they're gonna take out that E50M so fast. Oh my god, poor guy. Look at that. He's almost gone already, and there he goes. And now they're both getting a cap, but because of that kill, R2K will have the advantage. And ow, that shot into Shockish. That hurt a lot. We have Zerd pushing on to the side. Probably it's trying to get shots into the WZ or Drizzle on the other side. But they are pushing it. They're pushing the 113s. Ooh, and Zerd is taking the first damage there as well. But Shockish lost so much health trying to push up there. We have the Honor pushing as well. We have the guys at C pushing back towards their spawn. And Stanley shots are being taken on both sides, but R2K still has the HP advantage. And they have the point advantage, but they don't have it for long because Raid actually kept the second base at base B. So R2K will need to make the push and will need to make it happen. And I think Sick is in trouble there because he's gonna get focus fired. And even though the AMX will take damage as well, they can basically take that for the damage that they did in turn. And Shockish has lost more health now, and I think he's gonna die very soon. And Zerd is not gonna be able to save him. But they did manage to kill off one guy, and Shockish is somehow still alive. I don't know how, but Raid is now 2 tanks behind. And Zerd is now gonna push to save his other teammate. The Honor is still alive somehow with barely any HP. With the one Mo that is gonna get absolutely wrecked, and he missed that shot, which did not help matters. But in the meantime, R2K finished off Drizzle as well. So it's 5 versus 3. And Zerd is now in trouble because now he has 2 tanks against him. Shockish just died. But there goes Messi, and now it's 5 versus 2. And even though Zerd will probably not survive this, I have a feeling this is R2K's game. They're capping the base now. They have a point advantage, even though Zerd just died. They're capping both bases now. And only Jonas is left on Raid side, so that's not looking good. And we ended with another ram. Wow. And basically that was it. R2K took this home against Raid. And I'm gonna just see what the standings are. If we can see that yet. Let's see how Legion is doing. Res is beating Legion's second team so far. But it's not over yet. And then we have Legion main team. That beat first. So they're up with 2 points now. Raid just lost versus R2K. We have Easy that is facing off against Luca now and is being beaten 2-0 at this point, but they're still in the game. And that's it. So basically both Legion first team and R2K got 2 points, and the rest is up for grabs or has 1 point or 0 points. So that's basically it for tonight. I'm just gonna ask about the coins. Because I kind of want to know. Because you see it going up, it's just you don't actually get them. Okay. Because I'm just gonna I'm gonna keep streaming a little bit. I honestly don't know how the coins thing works, because this is wargaming and they didn't really explain everything, which doesn't help matters. Oh my god, Lopani. Okay, so I now have the option of either just waiting a little bit and see what the tournament does. If the score has changed yet, I think I'm gonna do that first. There we go, this is score. And Loka is still battling. Oh, easy one now. So now it's 2-1. Those would be very interesting matches to see as well. But Mario should be streaming that, hopefully, fingers crossed. And we're still waiting on Legion Big Game as well. Let's see how they're doing. They also won a game, so now it's 2-1 for both. So that should be interesting. I want to know how many coins people have, because then I can know whether or not I can end the stream. There's a 5-minute delay, yeah, so you can't really see anything live. Let's load in again. Let's see if we have a definite score yet. And the reason I'm going back, because then I hope it refreshes, because it won't always do that. Okay, so the counter is at 1500. It means that I can actually end the stream. I'm just gonna wait until I see how these games end, so that I can show you a finished picture, basically, of what's going on. I'm really not surprised that both Legion First Team and R2K went through, to be honest. They are, in my opinion, that is, still the two strongest teams on the server. Sorry about that. I know that Mario had an emergency and he thought that he was going to be late, but he hoped to be back in time. But apparently that did not really go as planned. Well, basically, it never goes as planned when you lose, when you have an emergency. So yeah, that doesn't help. This is not loaded yet. The chart updates every 5 minutes, but I want to see how the battles have gone. I don't care about the chart itself. I want to see what happens. But yeah, just to keep you informed, next stream will be on Thursday, and then I will be streaming. Let me just quickly check, or at least I would, if my thing was actually helping me along instead of derping. Next up we have on Thursday, if it loads, because that would help. Sorry, my laptop is being a bit weird with me right now. On Thursday we have R2K versus Loka and R2K versus Easy. So those will be the streams, the games I'm streaming then. And then we have on Thursday another stream, then on Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Basically it's every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, except for the grand finals, those are on Saturday. But we don't know who's gonna stream those. So we'll just have to wait and see about that. But yeah, like I said, I will be following R2K around. Still 2-1. Why? Update. You get coins for watching through the portal, not through YouTube. And it's basically all explained in the description of the video as well. So overall, guys, if you have any feedback for me, feel free to contact me on my Discord server. And I'll happily take it on board and see what I can do with it. Please let me know if the stream quality was alright with the picture and with the sound. If you could hear me alright, if the game sound wasn't too loud and everything. Because these are things I want to perfect it as much as I'm able. I can't perfect the noob gameplay that you saw of me because, like I said, I'm not good at playing on PC. But tomorrow I will test what happens if I'm trying to stream on these settings with my iPad hooked up to my laptop. So hopefully that will make a difference as well. We don't know yet. But that's not something I'm gonna try here. But overall, I'm actually not sure what you see. I could be making Inception if I were to go for the streams. Look at that! It does say we're all live, but I have a feeling that the All-Star game isn't actually live, which is sad. Oh, come on. Why you no load? Now the game is actually having some trouble with what I'm asking. I'm clicking too much, I think. It doesn't like that. 2-1 still. Yeah, that's basically why I'm keeping going, even though I'm not really doing anything. I'm giving those that haven't got coins. And the max coins that you get is 1500. Once the games are over and we actually know all the standings, then I'm actually gonna just stop streaming. And you'll get the coins and you can buy a crate with them. And be sure to pick the crate of the team that you want to support, because there's different crates for all the teams that are in this whole round robin sequence, and that's how you get the banners next to your name when you hit battle. So let's see, are they done yet? I don't think so. I keep clicking this a lot and I keep going a lot. 2-2, wow. Uh-oh. They're not making it easy. And on the other hand, we have Legion second team. That is still 2-1, so that's a very close battle, I think. The fourth battle that is. So I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting. Don't really know what else to show you, to be honest. Guys, if you're upset with something that Wargaming has or hasn't done, or whatever, or anything, to be honest, by all means, voice your opinion, but don't be rude about it. Thank you. Like I said, Mario had an emergency, so he had to leave the house about an hour before the stream should have started. And I think that didn't go well, because otherwise he would have been streaming a lot sooner. Okay, so let's see if it has updated a little bit again. It would be nice if it showed a little timer that showed when it's last updated or something, because then I can actually see. This is the one I want to see the most now, because see what happens. Res beat Legion 2 with 3-1. So that means that Res now has a point, Legion 2 has a point, Raid has a point, R2K and Legion both have 2 points. And the last one up for grabs is Easy versus Loka, and we don't know yet how that has ended. That's still 2-2, so we're waiting a little bit longer. You can collect a little bit more coins if you don't have them yet. If you're on the EU server, that is, because I don't think you'll get them when you're on other servers. And once we know how that other battle ends, we will end the stream, and I'll see you guys on Thursday and all of that. So now we're just admiring my pretty Kenny. Kenny's one of the cutest tanks around. It's also incredibly evil. But that's basically why I like it and why I picked it here, because it's evil. But yeah, I already suck a lot at driving slow tanks on PC. I'm definitely not gonna try driving fast tanks on PC. That would be even worse. Okay, so we're still waiting for Loka versus Easy. Still 2-2. I think we have to wait another few minutes. Probably it was an interesting first day of this whole round robin thing. Oh, definitely AV Codex. I wish Codex was here. They were so much fun to watch. In the meantime, I can actually take you to the Ascension tournament, because there's teams there. Don't know exactly how it goes, but these are the registered ones. And I'm not sure Codex registered for that, but basically the people that didn't make it through the preliminaries can sign up for the Ascension tournament and earn another ticket for the finals. But the final thing, the tricky part of it, is that they have to fight the other servers for that spot, because every server has an Ascent tournament. And that's the thing where I'm like, how are they gonna do that? Because if they're not gonna hold 2 offline events to decide who gets to go to the offline event. But if you have RU versus EU, or RU versus NA, which would be even worse, you get huge ping differences. And depending on what server you hold that tournament, one team will have a definite advantage. EU and RU are pretty close, so if you're on the RU server and you play on the EU, or the other way around, the ping difference will be there, but it won't be really awful. But if you're in EU and you have to play against Asia, or China, or NA, or your RU, all the different combinations, you can imagine, the further you are apart, the harder it gets. So that will give the team that is in their own, playing on their own server, a definite advantage. So I have no idea how they're actually going to do that. And I've not really gotten any answer about it either when I asked about it. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, so now Res got their points. And we still don't know what's up with Loka and Easy. Let's see. Still 2-2. Why? I want to see how he goes. Oh my god. Those would be games I would have loved to see that. And I really would have hoped that Mario was streaming those, because those would be really great games. Really glad to hear about the stream quality being all good. So that means that I can definitely stream with these settings. I've actually got my laptop plugged into my modem directly to make sure that I'm not really lagging down the Wi-Fi, so to speak. Because last time it actually started lagging at some point, and that didn't really help matters. Again, if you have any questions, comments on the stream or whatever, just contact me on Discord. I have my own server. The link is in the description. You're free to join. And I'm always happy to answer any kind of questions that you have. Still 2-2. This is unfair. This is like telling a woman that you have some gossip, but you're not willing to tell her what it is. You can't do this to people. So I'm just waiting a little bit more. And then we can see what has actually happened. And what the current standings are. And then I'll see if I can work out a little chart that shows all the scores and the positions and everything. But basically you can see it in the game. But it would be nice to show that instead of the garage when we're just waiting for stuff. Actually, as it's Wargaming did explain. But a lot of people don't read. Actually, it's in the description of the video. I explained it on Discord. It's been explained in numerous places. Also in the news and everything, I believe. Ah! Easy one. Wow, that must have been some match. Must have been really close with the time that elapsed. Wow. Okay, so now we have Legion 2 points, R2K 2 points. So they're tied for first place currently. Then you have Raz, Legion 2, Raid and Easy, all with 1 point. And we have Loka in first with no points right now. But that's the pro of this round robin thing. Anything can go and anything can change. because a lot of people, everyone is facing each other, and not just once, everyone is facing each other twice, and that makes this a really fair matchmaking to see who's the best, basically. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary. I hope you guys enjoyed my stream. Like I said, any feedback I'm happy to hear. Contact me on Discord, preferably on my server, because that's the easiest way. And I'll be seeing you guys on Thursday. And then I'll be streaming again. I'll be streaming Raid versus Loka and Raid versus Easy. And it starts at 8 PM again, CEST, I should say. And right now it's well, no, it's actually with the delay that's useless. But yeah, I'll see you guys then. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching, and see you then.